Domestic violence cases have been climbing in Denver.
Absolutely. It's always a concern when we see those higher numbers in our community.
According to Denver police, there were nearly 300 more cases of domestic violence reported last year than the year prior. And so far this year, more than 3,200 cases have come in. As police and investigators begin the long road to justice, Natasha Adler with the Rosandom Center says 2 new laws can help survivors now.
But these 2 particular laws will open doors for survivors in massive ways.
House Bill 1168 tackles housing protections for survivors of domestic violence. Democratic lawmaker Cecilia Espinoza was one of the bill's sponsors. Espinoza says the new law expands the definition of domestic violence to include stalking and provides ways for survivors to get out of or stay in their housing, depending on what they need.
So what we found is that a lot of people who were dealing with domestic violence became homeless because they didn't have an access to exit those premises where they were in danger. So by providing these changes in the law, we're now giving the survivors an opportunity to have an escape route.
It also allows survivors to more easily document the domestic violence with their landlord. Many don't want to go through the legal system or report to police. Now, instead of requiring a protection order or police report, survivors can now legally self-declare the abuse to get help with their housing, work that's already making a difference.
And because the court is aware this change is coming, they are looking at these issues and they are negotiating with landlords to be able to get resolutions and not put people through evictions, but to allow them out of their leases and to do the things they need to do to make them safe.
Another law taking effect next week addresses spousal support. During divorce, now judges can consider domestic violence when deciding if someone should get financial payments from their spouse, in hopes of preventing a survivor from having to pay their abuser. And now it allows judges to consider restraining orders or civil protection orders from up to 5 years ago.
And a lot of that was to protect from financial abuse, and so some of that legal abuse that abusers often use to kind of weaponize the legal system in that separation process.
Advocates and lawmakers hope these new laws will help survivors move forward.
And so that's what these bills are for, is to allow the victims and or survivors to make that first step and to realize that it's not hopeless.
In Denver, Rachel Krause, 9 News.